Money. Me, I got no.
Move your belt, sit down.
I know this place very well. My boy, yes.
Pastor Okoye Peters William.
Pastor, you make it and make it again.
Uncle Sogan.
Oh, no, no.
Oh, wonderful.
No, no.
I know
Yes,
so that everyone in an age, you are bound. More of material. These people every Monday, they always every Monday in a program.
Reviewing the papers, the newspapers, and then the political review.
Yes.
Every Monday they celebrate on their own. Now welcome.
okay, I'm stand to be surprised.
Stand to be surprised. Okay, sir. Welcome to the new studio, refurbished by our own vice chancellor.
Oh my goodness.
And this is the first time he's coming in. Oh, I know. I thank you, sir. That's your answer. This is your family. You knew how it was before.
Oh my God.
And you can see how it is now. Look at all the microphones that we requested. And you bought all of them. And then look at our new console. Look at everything. And the best of it is that on Friday our Wi-Fi started working.
Oh.
It's working right now. Right now it is on. So we are so happy with you. This valedictory interview, we are hoping that you will showcase to the world what you have done, not just for Unity 94.1 FM, for the entire university.
Well, I leave it to Unity 94.1 to do the show.
Thank you. You know that is what we do. We play the train. Just don't worry. Take your seconds. And it will be
Somebody requested for the Wi-Fi so that they want to stream.
Okay, the stream link. Okay, so that they will drop. You give us the link immediately. Yes. No. I need.
Beautiful. Beautiful. You are listening to the Trailblazing Station, Music 94.1 FM, and of course, we always blaze the trail right there. And we told you earlier that we are going to be having our very own Vice Chancellor in the person of Professor Charles Okechukwu is live in the studio for one interactive session. Of course, he's here live in the studio. But before we introduce him, of course, I'm not doing this alone. I have Chico Chikota. She's there. She's looking all reason.
And he did not tell them that the Vice Chancellor came into the station, the studio that he just made beautiful.
The studio is awesome. It's looking.
And then he's even blushing.
Definitely. And of course, Ikoski, I call him the sports machine, is also there. We are going to be doing this together. Good morning, Ikoski. Welcome to this very exciting interactive session. Now, let's once again introduce our own Vice Chancellor, Umiko One of Unity 94 FM. He is no other than Professor Charles Okechukwu this morning. Good morning, Prof.
Good morning.
Welcome to the studios of Unity 94 FM.
Thank you.
Yeah. I saw the way you were excited when you came into the studio. It's wearing it totally different. You look all thanks to you for the amazing work that you did here. Using that for the one FM. Before we go into that question, please tell us, how do you feel about that?
Wow, very excited. I came in here and I saw everything is blue.
Yes, sir.
Blue means happiness, joy, peace. So I'm happy. I'm at peace today. And I thank Unity 94 of one FM for contributing to the peace and joy that I'm experiencing even this morning.
Wonderful.
1 week
And
before
we
my
can
exam.
see that all of you. We can see that all of you. So let's go straight into questions. Then we're also going to later on open the phone lines in case you have any questions that you want to ask the Vice Chancellor. I'm sure that he's here and he's here to answer some of those questions as much as it can take because of one time. So I'll allow you to carry us with the very first question that we have for you. Please go ahead.
Okay, we want to tell our Vice Chancellor that
Can go.
thank you very much. So It's a week to the handover and your departure from the seat as Vice Chancellor Nnamdi Azikiwe University. I'm sure it's quite a nostalgic feeling for you. Looking forward to June 4th. Is it?
Yeah, exceedingly so, because it has been 5 years of very active service to the university community and beyond. And naturally, when an aircraft that has taken off is about, to land, even the best of pilots will have this nostalgic feeling. And so that's what I'm experiencing right now. But it's all for good. And I'm glad that we are landing, and I trust we will land safely.
Okay, I thought please go ahead.
Okay, this is what it has been a great moment for you. This 4 years, 11 months, and then
3 weeks.
3 weeks now.
3 weeks, yeah.
3 weeks now, counting. When you ascended the throne as the vice chancellor, what did you came in with as your leadership philosophy, and how did it influence your administrative acumen, and of course, as steering Nnamdi Azikiwe University?
But my philosophy, very clearly, is to build others so that they can accomplish the vision. So the trust was on capacity building. I realized, and that is a very basic, fundamental thing that has been carrying me through in all my assignments. That every assignment you want to carry out, you need human beings. And those human beings need to be trained. Those human beings need to be well motivated. If they are well motivated and trained, you just sit behind the driver's seat and they will move in the vehicle. So that was what I did, and that is what has resulted in the tremendous success that we have recorded. So people focus on the individual, empower them, teach them, develop them, and allow them to do the assignment that you have given unto them.
Wonderful. And now, Prof, you came with a project, a vision. It's called Project 200, if I'm not mistaken. And that project now, currently, Unitec is ranked number 4 in Nigeria and in top 600 based on institutions established in the last 50 years. Now, is that a point of satisfaction for you, or we have wanted more?
Well, truly, I'm not satisfied because I'm somebody that I drive my vision, to the very last time. I don't give up to the very last minute. So being number 4, people say it's good enough, but I say that's not the best. I don't settle for good. I settle for the best. So that is good. I think we can do better, but ultimately we have to go for the best.
Okay, so ultimately you have to be, that means you're not satisfied.
No, I'm not satisfied at all.
So there's more to be done.
More to be done.
Can be achieved.
And that's what we're doing, even at this very last minute, trying to lay the foundation for the next administration to continue that vision. I don't want a vision that will end with me because I'm just one person, I'm just a human being. I want a vision that will transcend me and go beyond, just like the vision that God himself had for the world. When Jesus came into the world, his vision was not just to talk to Jerusalem, talk to the Jews and the end. It was to continue, and that's why today Christianity is everywhere. So my vision is that Nnamdi Azikiwe University will be the best, and it shouldn't end with me. It should continue after me, continue till the world comes to an end.
Wonderful.
Okay. What is when it comes to an end, you have a very beautiful microphone. Okay, sir. What do you see as the biggest opportunities for university, from Nnamdi University moving forward? And how are you able to foster a collaboration and innovation within the university community?
I think Nnamdi Azikiwe is a university, and a university that's named after him cannot be anything less than the great Greek of Africa. So we are riding on that name. There is something in the name. You could call me here Omeko for one of Unit 694 or whatever. That naturally spawns me. So even if there are things I want to do and I've made promises, I go beyond my own capability to accomplish that because that's my name. And they also call me Uru Kanachuku, that means there's profit in God, in godliness and in God. And that also spawns me. So I think the advantage we have is that we have a university named after the greatest person in Africa. And we cannot be less than the name of this great man. And that's what is pouring us. Our university has this motto of discipline, excellence, and self-reliance. three things are the things that spur us, and those are the things that have been driving some of the things that I've been doing as vice chancellor. So excellence is key in every area. We just don't want to be one of the university in Nigeria, their university, the number one university in Nigeria, and known for excellence. And excellence is expressed in different ways, but principally, excellence should be expressed in the quality of the staff that we have, whether teaching or non-teaching. And excellence should be expressed in the quality of the students. So those who pass through here, you know, they may come in unrefined, but we believe that by the processes we set in place here, you know, they should leave this place refined and become excellent citizens of Nigeria and excellent global citizens as well. So this, in a nutshell, are some of the things we have been able to put forward. Actually. So if you look at all our policies, the entire policy that I've been doing, if I have time to expatiate of them one after the other, you see all these attributes infused into them. At the end of it all, we are confident that we are not only contributing to teaching and research, but we are contributing to community, you know, service and development in the nation, which is what universities ultimately should do.
Thank you. We are looking. Oh, go ahead.
Okay, Sister, one can say your administration is faced with lots of challenges, was faced with lots of challenges. You came in June 2019, and within 3 months, TSA came into being. Talking about TSA, moving forward, we had the payments moving from GFMI to IPPI. From that, we went into the era of COVID-19. And of course, ASU industrial action that lasted for 8 months. You survived that, came into 2021, into 2022, another industrial action. And of course, we knew that one of the promises you made was to increase the financial base of Nnamdi Azikiwe University. Having complained earlier on that the startup fund the university needed was not there. Were you able to achieve this to increase the financial base of Nnamdi Azikiwe University?
Yeah, so you know, if you look at universities, there are two basic aspects. Actually, three, but two are very critical. First is personnel. You know, the capital base of the university is also reflected by what is the personnel cost. How personnel that we have. I want to say categorically that I was able to increase the personnel base of the university. By the time I came on board as vice chancellor, our personnel cost was 8 billion. As of today, it is 24 billion. So I've increased it by 3. That's never happened in the history of this university. And I don't think there's any university. They have let them show me the records that have been able to increase their personnel base times 3 within 5 years, within 50 years. That's what really happened. So, but personnel base is one. Then the other one is in terms of capital, capital investment, capital project. Well, as a university, we didn't increase our, capital base from our internal generated revenue. So we're able to do that through endowments and through LTN grants. I was looking at the records sometime last week, and I saw that within these 5 years, I've been able to attract not less than $400 million to the university. Trying to quantify the project endowments that we've done. Those who did 1 billion endowments, I have about 4 people who have done endowments of about 1 billion each. Those would be 800 million. These are all private investment that we got to the university. There's a PPP project that we did, trying to the road, the lock-up shops, and then a park that, cut across that takes people from PPP right into the campus. That's a project of close to 1 billion also. And that has been PPP. So these are not funds coming from the university, but things that are attracted and I move people to be able to invest and do. So when we're quantifying it was not less about $200 million. And I marveled. I said I didn't even know that because I just woke up one morning. I said, this thing project here, let's try to quantify them. And it came to about $198 million, approximately 200 million. And we didn't do very realistic estimate. We're just trying to do it, conservatively. If you do it more, it will go above $450 million, that we attracted within 5 years, despite the challenges. So, give and take, I would say that we have increased both at the personnel level, at the capital level, and there's massive goodwill and from different people across the world.
So that's a very wonderful experience. And the next question before we go for a short break, and of course we also allow maybe a small time for our listeners at home is now our listeners would love to hear about the on-campus style coaching in 2019 and 2020 as we made some promises the last time we were here. And the governing council is here. What will be the impact on the president first to get them fully integrated into the system as staff members of Nnamdi Azikiwe University?
Okay, so we are. By the way, we got the information this morning. I woke up this morning and I saw that the post inauguration of governing council that was supposed to have taken place on the 30th of November. Of May, sorry, 30th of May and the 31st of May. It has been postponed by Mr. President. So the implication is that the inauguration will not take place again. We don't know when it's going to take place. But then, because we have started already to put things in place and waiting for the government council, we'll still go ahead and do. So whenever the council comes, they're going to do that job. The basic message I want to pass across to those people is that yes, they have had some challenges. We are very emphatic about what they have gone through. However, the autonomy has come back to council because, as I said before in some of the speeches I made, the Honorable Minister graciously referred the case back to go to council, which was the issue from the very beginning, because governing council is supposed to superintend over appointments, over promotions in the university. But then when IPPIS came, that responsibility was transferred to the head of service, and many MBAs, many universities were also part of these MBAs didn't really get those waivers again. For us, we already had approval from our governing council to carry out those employments, but now we needed to authenticate that with the head of service, which didn't take place, for these 3.5 years or so. And when the minister now referred it back to council, we're happy because it means that the autonomy of the universities have returned back to them. So we must thank Mr. President for that. He's a very bold step, and I'm so happy about this president, how he deals with issues that affect the universities, because he listens, and then if he didn't do that, if that was not done, we'll have been struggling today to still go and get over. So now, because I've come back to council, I know it's just a question of time. Whenever council comes to present it to them, and because you interact with them one-on-one, you can explain and justify your case before them. They are the real representative of the visitor here in the university. So it's just a question of time. It means whenever they're inaugurated, these documents will be presented to them, and they're going to approve that because it's justifiable. It started with council before, and just for them to authenticate that again, and then they'll be captured. I also said in that part of my talk when I was doing around faculties and programs that the budget for those people have been provided, because we made sure that we defended that budget, presented them, and they were captured in the budget. So from January, their salary has been running more or less. Just waiting for this authentication. When it's done, they will pay. So I think they should join us in the prayer. I don't know why they can't pray again. Maybe they didn't pray hard enough, but we believe that all things work together for good. For those that love God. So that's it.
Wonderful. So we'll go for a short break and we'll continue the process. Please don't go now. Say our vice chancellor, his chancellor, Coach Christmas, live in the studios of the University for the one time. We'll be right back. Please don't go anywhere. Welcome back. You're still listening to Unison 94, the one fan told you. We've actually got you back on this exclusive interview. And we still have our Vice Chancellor, Mr. Charles, which was on the line in the studio for this interactive session. But don't forget, you can be a part of this conversation. What you need to do is call us or text us on the number 081 That's 081 Once again, 081 If you have any questions, contributions, or anything you want to ask the Vice Chancellor, of course, we have to take a few of these calls before we go into our line operations. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
What's your name and location?
My name is I'm staying at
Ejikoye from Amenyoka. You can go ahead.
Hello?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. What I'm going to contribute on that, first of all, I want to say good morning to the club, good morning to the and good morning to everybody here.
Okay.
And
Go
what
ahead.
I want to say is that I want to tell you honestly, I'm very surprised about our meeting. I'm not a student, I'm not a staff of the Nnamdi Azikiwe University.
Okay.
But I'm a student.
Okay.
Under the
Okay.
but I want to recommend what our PG doing ever since he entered the office. In fact, that man is marvelous, very wonderful.
Well, my
I don't
you
say
see, I
I
use the
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
no, I am telling you based on what I have heard about it.
Okay.
You don't need to blame me.
Okay. I'm not.
Okay.
The man has, you know how many professors we have in the university? We have the Nnamdi Azikiwe University.
I don't know my
Because
brother.
of this man.
Honestly. Thank you
In fact,
very
this
much.
man is very good for what? I don't think it.
Thank
Okay,
you
thank
very
you.
much.
I understand.
I'm a staff of the federal government. I'm not saying this to favor for any favor from him. After all, I don't know him. I don't even know where he comes from.
Okay.
I'm just a student, not that citizen. I'm from Enugu State. So look at the precise of it. So I don't know him. I'm a staff of I'm a federal staff. Under federal college of federal technique at Umuche. In affiliated to Nnamdi Azikiwe
Okay.
University.
Thank you so
So
much.
I'm not saying that for any favor from him.
Ejikoye Arizegi.
How good man and what man have done in that.
Ejiko ya daalụ rinna ebe a ga-nkete
Thank
taata
you
ihe
very much.
ede
Because one at a time. 08100982946. That's 08100982946. Those are the numbers for your call, so you can call us. And also, if you want to contribute to the program, ask any question. SMS are coming, but Chigozie, I'll allow you to actually, ask a couple of questions before we go back to the phone lines. Please go ahead.
Oh, okay. When the last question we asked the Vice Chancellor about those who were not being paid, or who are not being paid, he made some statements that Manoya go na this and be so very excited and so we want to know if exactly if the Vice Chancellor can give them kind of an exact promise, something to hold on to say our VC said, because they've been always telling us the last time he came to your office he said, so I want to give us something that they will always hold on this time.
Yeah, I think the best, if we understand the process, the challenge has been getting a waiver to accommodate this set of people. That has been the challenge, and the waiver has always come from the head of service. But what I said is that now that with the gracious approval of Mr. President, federal institutions were removed from that requirement. They were no longer required to get waiver from head of service. They are now supposed to go back to their parent ministry, and for us, the Ministry of Education. And we utilized that window, made the presentation to the Federal Ministry of Education, and after scrutinizing the list and documents and going through several checks, even going through NUC, the Minister of Education now said it should be handled by the governing council. And I said that in itself is good news because the whole process started with the governing council. When we were dealing with the governing council, we didn't have these challenges. Once you go ahead and they get the approval and employ, you can go ahead and capture them or include them in the payroll because governing council has approved. That's their statutory responsibility. So the current situation where the minister has referred that thing back, if the minister had gone ahead to grant that, it would have meant that the autonomy is still not with the university. But rightly, the minister said council should handle this. The minister didn't say this should be discarded or be thrown away, not approved. He said let council handle it. That means the autonomy has come back to council. So the promise, of course, is when I talked to them earlier last week, it was on the premise that council will be inaugurated on the 30th. And I said, once they do it on the 30th, the very next day or the day after, we're going to convene a meeting where this will be agenda. And truly, that meeting has been convened. The circular was out already, just waiting to be distributed after the inauguration. So, in essence, because we have done all the preparation and everything is there, it will just wait for whenever council will be inaugurated, and then they will do the meeting. And I'm sure that they will approve it immediately. And I also said that the major requirement for payment is whether it's captured in the budget. And I said this set of these people, they already made 2024 budget. So once you reach the stage where they say budgetary provision, we'll just show the appropriation for 2024 where they are there. So IPs will not have any problem in capturing them, provided we're still going through IPs, And so it doesn't matter whether we're going through IPs or whether by the time council is inaugurated, we are no longer, it doesn't matter at all. Two things important is that they need governing council approval. Governing council is going to do that. And they need budgetary provision is already available. So they don't need any other firm promise again. These things have been done already, and just for us to pray that these things will happen fast because I'm not in my hands anyway.
Because before you go into that next question, an SMS came in and said, "We would love to know the station of light in the university. There's not been light for a couple of days. Please, can you tell us what's happening?"
Yeah, so we had some outstanding payments we're supposed to make EEDC. Before now, we don't pay, we pay on a monthly basis. But now EEDC accumulated all the outstanding. Remember, those periods of strike, those periods of those outstanding, power was still running as was the past. So those accumulated debts, all those people have been there. So I've been offsetting them, slowly, gradually. But now I think there's a new management in EDC, especially for Anambra, and they came and said that the other ones understood. So we pay on a monthly basis and then pay some percentage of the outstanding. If we pay all, the university will close. The university will shut down immediately. It's not possible, So the new management came and we had a long meeting with them on Monday. Yeah, on Monday, essentially on Monday last week, where they insisted that we have to pay all, but we reached a compromise that we pay about 50%, and after paying 50%, they will be paying the others.
Gradually.
No, not even gradually. I said the next one will pay the next one in June. So we're supposed to pay 50% in May. That's big money. It's not small money. It's over 100 million. So yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So we are hoping that we'll be able to pay 50% and then offset the other one in June. And that's why there are certain things as university we cannot do because we have all these overhead costs that are coming that we cannot handle. It's not only here anyway. Many federal universities are going through that. This is just about NEPA. There's also that of diesel. The diesel bill is about 200 million. Yeah, about 200 million. But we're trying to offset it to some extent, and so I think now it's about 100 and something. It was smaller. It was about 500 million before. So we're paid up to now. The balance as of Friday and then was about 200 million. So these are critical things that the public needs to know, and because if we just say this, give us this, how are you going to get money to do that? Talk less about fuel. So, but we are offsetting them there because if you pay everything, then the system will just crumble completely.
Thank you very much for that question. Some questions. And then again, I have this question now about the upcoming convocation ceremony. We were having two convocation ceremonies in less than 6 months. Okay, so who who and who will be honored with honorary degree of distinction also are their projects commission on that day. You know, your middle name now is Mr. Project. So
Thank you very much. First of all, I want to say that what I set out to do, well, I didn't want to leave any unfinished business. In the past, we used to have carryovers of convocation, but I determined that everybody that graduates within my tenure, including the ones that graduated before, I'll make sure that they convoke the 5 years. That was my determination. So those who are convoking this period are those who graduated in December, 2022-2023 academic set, so that on record will have been that this is the only vice chancellor that I took backlog when I came, and all those who graduated within my tenure, all of them they convoked. So I wanted to set that record also. So that's why we're having this last convocation. And in this convocation, we'll be honoring 3 persons with the honorary degree. One of them is Enyikonwa Ensonwafo, who is one of the oldest persons in Oka. And he was instrumental to our commencing as a university. When at that time the government required that we should show them land, accommodation, houses, so that they can, sign a university, a state university at that time, of course, which later became Federal University. And this man donated his land free of charge, donated houses at that time, and he has not been honored. I was going through history, and I discovered that there's one person who was instrumental to even commencing, who has never been remembered or honored, and without his knowing, I see a very old man, he's about 92 years now, the oldest person in Oka. So he's one of the first recipients to be given. The second person is Tinechendo Nkadazana, who is endowed with 700 seating capacity auditorium at the Faculty of Social Sciences. So he will be given an award. A lot of philanthropic things have been doing. There's many people's scholarships that have been granted to students at Nnamdi Azikiwe University. The third person is Ada Ofo, who is the vice president of the Mekofo Foundation. And the Mekofo Foundation also has been very instrumental in educational support for the university. And there are some national projects and programs that the foundation is bringing for the benefit of the university, for the benefit of students and the staff. So we saw that as something that we need to leverage on and honor them for that. So these are the 3 persons that will be awarded on that day. Talking about projects, yes, some projects will be commissioned. I think on that day we will do, I would say, partial commissioning of our zoo project, the zoological garden, and then the lock-up shops I mentioned, and the student park, and the road that connects Ifite to the campus. We're also going to commission that on that day. There are 4 other projects that we're trying to confirm whether they'll be ready, but there are in total we have about 12 projects, some at Newi and some here at Oka, that we intend to commission on that day.
Okay, Prof. Wonderful. So, Prof, we talked about YouTube. I have a couple of questions coming from our YouTube page. This one says, Prof, you began your mandate with a project, a vision for UNICEF. At the end of this mandate, do you think you've accomplished your mission? And then, second question coming from Christine Fernandez. She said, what advice can you give to the next management team?
Okay. So, the mandate, Project 200, to make Nnamdi Azikiwe University among the best 200 universities in the world, best 10 in Africa, number 1 in Nigeria, and that mandate has more or less been accomplished. And I want to say something categorically. I came up with 5 pillars to drive that mandate, what I describe as ACADA pillar. ACADA A standing for academic excellence, C for community service, another A for administrative reforms, D for discipline, and last A for advancement. And in terms of advancement, we looked at the fact that we needed to build on what others have done before, the foundation they have laid. And we focused principally on infrastructure, where the other areas, but we saw, it's on record that Nnamdi Azikiwe University is one of the only federal universities that started without a takeoff grant. So in terms of infrastructure, we don't have any. Other universities, they'll have hostels, they have staff quarters, they have because I've done so well attracting people to do that. So I felt that we should build on that, advance infrastructure development from them. And that's why you see the massive, infrastructural things we are doing. Not necessarily from IGR. Others were doing from IGR, but this time around I said we'll use IGR for our recurrent and then for staff training welfare, because if you don't train the human beings very well, if you don't motivate them properly, then you will not elicit the required productivity from them. But we now focus our endowment projects, looking at federal government, attracting grants from government, attracting grants from private individuals. So almost everything you see, like all that we're going to commission also, everything is either from government or from private individuals. Nothing really. So that is how we're advancing. And I feel that that's how university should be run. University should be run, by this kind of endowments, from alumni, from friends, from philanthropists all over the world. They should do that. So we try to establish that as a way to get funding for university. But academic excellence, I make bold to say that the thing that drives a university is the university culture. Once there's no academic culture in the university cannot be reckoned as anything, even nationally, talk less of internationally. So one of the things I try to institute consciously is academic culture. Because I was telling the story, I said, when I came to this university, in 2008, one of the first assignments I had was to do grants, to put up a grant. The vice chancellor then gave me a team of people, professors, for us to write grants. We're about 12 or so, either 12 or 13. The first day I had a meeting with them, the next day all of them disappeared. But I discovered later that they didn't disappear because they didn't know how to write grants. It was not part of the culture. And that is a core academic culture that anywhere in the world, if you don't have professors that know how to write grants, or then that place is not a university, it's a secondary school or a high school, a college at the best. So that was a shocker. So when I came, I determined that this culture, and I started doing it slowly as deputy vice chancellor. As deputy vice chancellor, one of the key things I did that I remember, for example, in terms of appraisal, for those who move from senior to reader, reader to professor, you must have, I put it there, compulsory research grants. I put 5 different criteria. Slowly, just to, but as this now, enshrine that culture. That is now you see people getting grants. It was alien here. People didn't know how to write grants. It's not part of it. They will sit down, depend on their salaries and go. So that is bad. So university culture, academic culture, in terms of grants, you see inaugural lectures. I remember I was in this university in the Senate where the vice chancellor was begging people, come and deliver inaugural. Nobody. They were shy. They didn't know that. They didn't have the courage to do that. But by the time I was leaving, when I came on board, we had the 46th inaugural lecture. But last month, we delivered the 102nd inaugural lecture. That means I've doubled the number of inaugural lectures. Since the university started, within 5 years, I've doubled that number. And people are now struggling to give. So that means the culture has been enshrined. So with that already, we can now call ourselves a university. The same thing also with publications. People were shy about publishing. They were not locally. Even international conferences. Conferences were not holding here at all. People would rather, 1 or 2 will go outside and go to Ibadan, go to ULN. I said, what stops you from also holding it here? Because it's a university. And now I'm seeing, there are days as vice chancellor, I'll be invited for in 5 or 6 conferences holding in Unity. The struggle is there already. So what it means is that academic culture has been institutionalized. That is a very important milestone. It shows that I've accomplished what I wanted to do in terms of academic. And that is what is reflecting in the academic excellence you are seeing, both in teaching and research. So if you look at it by and large, in all the indices, whether community service, what Unity FM was here doing that, but you can see how they have now reached out during this period. We have empowered them to reach out. So the community outreach is superb. Reaching people know what to get. I saw the people who are outside who come here every Monday to read the paper. That's what we do. Town and gown. These are not people from university. These are people from the town. They now have value. We see services universities provided. So we have touched all the areas of academia, whether academic, whether administrative. We have been able to develop. I did some very radical things here. I came and saw that students were busy as scouts, running transportation. I said, no, it's not possible. So we severe transportation from works and then told students to go and mind your business. You won't go to Oxford and see students running to collect transport money. You won't go to Harvard and see that. You only see it in universities that are glorified secondary schools. I said, so we need to cut off that. And slowly we're able to, do that reform, and everybody has understood it and changed it. We also saw directorates that were for long, there were people were just there, no tenure. I came and say, it has to be tenure. 5 years, we did interview. No more, they're not director for life. Vice chancellor stays for 5 years. Why should a director stay for 12, 13, 14 years? No, no, no. So we cut down those administrative processes. And also did some reforms. Deputy registrars or other deputy bosses who were stagnated on 13, we put bar then and then move them up. We moved them back. So I did a lot of reforms, carried matriculation back to faculties. Because I said the parents need to know where their children are going to and talk to them. Not this general ceremonial thing that we're doing. So all these reforms put together, if I look back, I think we've accomplished the mission for which we started.
Wonderful, that's a good one. And that gets me to the next question. What will you describe as your biggest achievement or achievements on the seat as the Vice Chancellor of University? And there's a lot of them. So,
A particular one that you
ICT revolution. We have been able to digitize the process in the university. As you are now, all of you are here. We don't need to go and look for files to get your profile. We have CIRMS, and it was indigenously developed. That software was developed by staff of university. We didn't import it anywhere. We developed it here. CIRMS was developed here. All the software we use for our ICT processes, CBT exams, all of them developed here by MICT. So ICT revolution is one of the things, and that's what is driving us. So all the things our website developed by staff here, I told them, what are we impossible to do? We'll do everything here. I train those guys, I send them a training, I empower them, and they come back and give back to that system. And that's why our appraisal is now digital, our CB exams, or all of them were. So the ICT revolution is key. It has taken us to a higher level.
Okay, a follow-up to that one before we ask our next question. This is you were a core researcher, and this past couple of months and years as a vice chancellor, we know that you've traveled across the globe. Major reasons, or 60% of all those journeys were on some of your inventions. We hear about some of the couple of drugs already invented as a researcher here at Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Faculty of Pharmaceutical Sciences. We hear about drugs for COVID-19, malaria, Zika virus. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, so thank you. If you take me to research, we'll not live here because that's my core area. But I want to say that we have been able to research, so universities are called to do research and community studies. So in terms of research, so much. And as vice chancellor, I didn't sit back and say, I'm just doing this. So we're doing research. We have medicines that will develop for COVID. We have tested them, and that is under my own research team. Because part of my training is molecular biology. I train in Germany in molecular biology. So I'm good at evaluating drugs for antiviral, anti-HIV. So we have developed plants, medicinal plants, which we tested for anti-COVID. And I want to let us know that those products have been patented. We have patents, I have patents, I have patents. Myself and my group, my team of people, for those anti-COVID drugs, because the activities were so wonderful, good. I don't want to mention the names here, but it's patented, so now I'm not really afraid. So, but for Zika virus, also the group of my researchers also and support of my science through molecular doctrine, they were able to develop drugs so that they're effective against Zika virus. Malaria, one of my PhD students, I sent her to the United Kingdom. She did a PhD there, and she came back, the postdoc now. We have some modern drugs to develop for malaria, and we're not just non-malaria, even for malaria vaccine also. We've been able to identify some motifs for vaccine. By the way, before I came here, part of what I was doing in the United States was to develop a vaccine for malaria, and using adenoviral vector. So that vaccine, we did it tested in animals, but we have not tested in humans. So part of my students are now working on the aspect of trying to further develop that. Because if you develop vaccines, the first stage, which animal experiment, is crucial, but the one that is more important is if you test in humans. And that one costs a lot of money. So we're at the stage now where we are looking at the immune responses of this malaria, and then if they are, we can look for funding. I'm sure funding will come to also test also in a human. So we are doing that, and I do that actively at VC because my students, both PhD and those who are doing postdoc, we keep in touch. That's why I work late in the night. After I finish my official work, I do the academic one, trying to review some of those papers and then the work that I'm doing. And when I finish now, I'll go back and continue the researches that I'm doing because that's what I enjoy doing.
Okay.
So before you ask that question, the phone lines are open. Please come on, please. The number is 08100982946. That's 08100982946. I'll take it again. 08100982946. We had to go your phone. Sorry, we've not been taking any calls. A lot of questions have been coming, but please, you can call us if you have any questions that you want to ask. The Vice Chancellor is here live and direct and here to answer your questions. Once again, 08100982946.
Okay. This is today is Monday. By Wednesday next week, we should be talking about official handover. For your successor, the man or woman who will step into the big shoes as a substantive VC, what would you describe as the foundation you have laid for him or her towards having a good administration?
Well, the foundation is the platform of research development that we have put down here. Very important. The teaching, the administrative reforms that we have done. I know some of the things we've done, we have articulated them in clear policies. So I think it's for that person, the man or the woman, case may be, to key into this administrative processes. Everything has been streamlined from the teaching, non-teaching angle. I've streamlined so many things. The institutes have put them down very clearly for the person to understand and then build on them. It's also possible to go back and look at the areas that we couldn't, we couldn't accomplish much because of time, of course, and because of funding. And for instance, I see that as a university, we're supposed to have had a very standard Senate building, and so which would give us, that's what we're supposed to do. And that's why I see the person as somebody who will be able to actualize that dream. My dream of having this place as a community, having a staff house is important, has not been actualized. So it's important for that to be done. And also look at to continue the area of staff welfare. I strongly believe and I strongly hold that philosophy that if you take care of the welfare of your staff, you can ask them to move mountains, they will do that. So emphasis should be on welfare. Anything that will diminish staff welfare, I will encourage the person not to go that route. Be on the path of staff welfare. Because this group of people you see who are working for whatever they're doing in the university, they are doing so much with so little, and they must be appreciated for that.
Okay, you've started already what I want to is your advice to that man or that woman that will wear this shoe as big as it is. What is your advice?
I started my administration with counsel from God, and I will advise our person also to always seek counsel from God. If you seek counsel from God, you will never make mistakes. You will never make mistakes. There are times when options may be easy, but it may not be what God wants you to do. So you take the one that God wants you to do, no matter how difficult they are. But in summary, I also said that two things.
Oh, just one minute. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Your name and location. Your name is what? Your radio set is on the loud side. Can you move away from
Can
your
you
radio?
move away from your radio set?
Thank you.
Yes,
So
we
I
can.
can hear you now. Please, your name and location.
My name is Tony. I'm calling from Works Road.
Okay, Tony from Oxford. Well done, Tony. Go ahead.
Okay, so first of all, I want to appreciate our vice chancellor for all they have done for the university.
Okay.
And from what they said as one of the greatest achievements, they mentioned the area of ICT,
Okay.
which is very, very commendable. But I still think a lot needs to be done in that regard.
Okay.
For instance, every staff has an email address.
Mm.
So I suppose that in between most of the information that you're supposed to get, you don't get them. Giving promotion, when your promotion is ready, if you don't walk into the level of it, you have. that we're supposed to be able to get from this email since everyone has an email. So I'm looking forward to a time where you need something and then ask for it through your email, and again, information is sent to your email, not you getting it when you get to the level or when you get any other. So that's my thinking, right?
Thank you so much, Tony, for that question.
It was not really a question.
No, it's a comment.
Comment,
Comment.
rather.
Mm.
Yes.
And well noted, well noted. I've noted that that's part of what we also pass on to the incoming strengthen. Because it took us a lot of effort. There was a lot of effort to force staff to have institutional email. That was one of the first battles I fought in ICT revolution. So no, people didn't want. Even some of my principal officers were still using Yahoo.com. I said, no, you don't write to me with Yahoo.com or Gmail.com. Use your institutional email address. I mean, principal officers at that time. So I stopped responding to, mails that they sent. So they knew I was serious. So even now, the recommendation you have made is good. I think having, ensure that every staff has email address, we'll just be pushing things there. But there was a record we got at one time. There was that was sometime last year or last 2 years. People said that those institutional email addresses, you send information there. Even in Senate, they say we send to your institutional email. People have not been accessing them. So I think the next step will be to just keep forcing information there and ask them to go and access them.
Special data of promotion.
It's a data of promotion. I've noted that as part of what we put in my handover note as strong recommendation.
We are talking about advice to your successor.
Yes, thank you. So I was saying there are about two things actually that, from my experience, are very important. The first one I've said tangentially, that staff welfare is important, very, 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 very important. My advice to him to go ahead and do that. But the second one is that has to do with security. Security. Security is a big issue, and no matter how productive and peaceful an environment is, once there is insecurity in terms of the fact that, like this beautiful station, I know people experience a lot of, different people, thieves come at night, they steal some of the things, it's very devastating, and it makes the whole effort. So I think there should be some effort. We have started something. I've started something about, security, which of course I'm also going to put down and handle. I don't want to say it on radio that you do, because what security is paramount. Without security, be able to. I want to advise, that we take security seriously. The other one is about our funding. There are several funding sources. Universities cannot run without funding, and truly, from my own experience, I've been dean before in the faculty where I can't remember ever coming to the university, to the vice chancellor at that time to give me funding. I sought for money. So, and I saw that when you source for funds and have funds, you can do so many things. Even as vice chancellor, so I've also seen that many things you can do by funds. So I have one or two strategies, pieces of advice with respect to funding that I want to pass across to him. And I've said it in different interviews. Now, one source of funding that has been so neglected, that is, people don't look at it, is funding from alumni-based funding. But it needs, a kind of three-tier approach in order to get it. The first one is the local one that we do before they leave at the department, at the faculty level, to strengthen, alumni relations with departments and faculties. And before the students leave, they make commitment to, supporting that. Firm commitments. Firm commitment. You have to take. It's not something that you just do. You leave to them casually. The next one is at the institutional level, and make it your institutional. The other one is what the government will do. In the government wants, the government can do that as a policy. Alumni fund, no matter how small, if people are giving, we started it already. That's why we formed, departmental alumni faculty also. But the idea is to use those to drive these people. Just like somebody who's in an association, as you are leaving your part of that association, I said, make a commitment. 1,500, 100 naira. You know, you see, people can give 100 naira. 100 naira. 100 naira, that's what you use as a side card. So just make 100 naira. It doesn't matter whether you are working or you're not working or so, but because you want to contribute to the development of this place, that is a big, if you look at the cumulative effect, if people see that as a culture, a way of life, you know, some of us, you know, we did study, we train abroad also. We are coming from countries where we're sponsored, scholarships were given to us to do, but they still make costs. You just see yourself making commitment, 50 euros, 10 euros, you know, even 1 euro. They put even up to 1 euro. You'll be doing it annually, no problem. And they also tell you that you can increase it, you know, as things improve. What can you afford to show commitment, to show that you came from this place? It's a very major source of funding. So we were starting it before, we're building it, and then so I'm going to say, look at that source also, apart from other funding sources. But from my experience, there's funding source that people have not looked at. People just see the home or father or this alumni. You got to force them, make them to be committed. That is you talk to them, educate them, let them do it voluntarily, freely. They say, so I'm going to 10 naira, 100 naira, every year. It's a commitment. So you can imagine if you take, I did the mathematics the other day. So even you say, assuming that all the students who are graduating, both CEP, undergraduate, you know, every year, we have every year, we have nothing less than about 20,000 of them, you know, and they are all paying just pay 100 naira. I know they will pay more than that. They will do more than that. You can imagine the annual revenue base for the university, and it's consistent. And then go to the postgraduate, you go to those who are doing certificate programs, it just becomes a base. Then there's an endowment fund is going into that endowment fund. You have stakeholders from alumni, stakeholders from investors, stakeholders from people who manage the fund. So people come and decide what are the projects we want to do for 2024, what are the things we want to sponsor for 2024. You do and agree. The VC is not part of that, you know, but the committee gives you a report. These are things we want to do. Okay, building committee of that project, implementation committee, you do that. You begin to see how we'll be doing different projects, different things we'll be doing in the university on a yearly basis without much struggle. So I wanted to pass this strong advice to the incoming to start pursuing that and do that. There are a couple of other things that
you tell him personally or tell her personally. Because he will go for very
Yeah. Let's go for a break and we'll come back. Wrap up this. to have our Vice Chancellor, live in the studio, and you can be part of this interactive session. What you need to do is call us on the number 08100982946. Again, slower, 08100982946. That's the number for the call, and of course, we'll be here to answer all the questions as much as we can. I'm sure that Chigozie has a couple of questions she wants to ask.
Yes, my,
Chancellor.
yes.
Okay,
Okay, when you look at your 5 years, you know, you've lined up a lot of things that you've done, and the ones you would want to hand over to your next person. Are there things you think you would have done differently? I don't want to say whether you're doing it best, but are there things you would have loved to do differently? And again, as a vice chancellor, what is your memorable point? A point when you remember and said, wow.
Well, it is difficult for me as vice chancellor to present the things I think I would have liked to do differently, because there are so many. There are so many. You see, the beauty of democracy, and even the system, an academic system, is that you have your own opinion, but then you also hear from others, and you share their own opinions also, and then you can take. So it's not like you are being
Not sir, please, let's
autocratic.
just take this call.
Okay.
While you continue. That's okay. Hello, good morning. Please, your name and location.
My name is Dixon.
Dixon, where are you calling us from? Romance, go ahead.
Yes, there is one thing the Vice Chancellor has said.
Okay.
I saw quickly that they finish.
And you started and you didn't finish too. So let us know.
Well, I'd like to know that.
Yeah, but maybe you call back 08100982946. That's 08100982946. Dixon, please call us back. And of course, other callers can also call us. Of course, this is how you can go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. So there are many things. I have my own opinion and how I want to do them, but then you listen to opinion maybe from the Senate, superior opinion, and you go ahead. So, but I'll just recount some of them. One of them principally is even with the employment that we did. That employment was done because we wanted to. There are so many people who had needs one way or the other. I wanted to solve those problems and meet those needs. And I had that passion, that strong passion that you can't solve the entire problem of Nigeria. I only realized later that no matter how
much you try,
you can't solve the problem of the whole nation. So it would have been done differently. If I have my way, I wouldn't have done that the way I've gone. Granted that so many benefited, so many who are also not dead are so crime, but it have been done differently. Now, how I would have done it differently is that I would have taken cognizance of the ratio, because there's a ratio in university, there's a ratio of teaching and non-teaching staff. So, but we didn't follow that. We were just interested because I had this passion that people are suffering, people in debt. So when we went to council, presented the thing, I had to move council to approve. But if it is now, I'll have done it in a more, systematic way. Let's look at the number as a council. Not just number, but the number will be this number of teaching, this number of non-teaching.
Okay.
Honestly, that's how I would have done it. It would have given us some level of background. Now, another thing is in the way.
Okay, I think let's no one else this last calling back.
Okay.
Hello, good morning. Is that Dixon?
No.
Okay. Okay, can you move away from your radio, please? I can hear you loud and clear. What's your name and location?
Okay. This is
your name.
I'm David Polish.
Okay, Dave, go ahead.
I want to ask our Vice Chancellor a question.
Okay.
Very pathetic one.
Mm.
And I'm so sorry to ask this question.
Don't worry, go ahead.
Sir, is what is the fate of the defense people even with the people influencers like you? And we know that IB has come twice, and none of them were included. Okay, none of them they captured Nnamdi Azikiwe. I know that we said made some effort on our to that. So, what is the message about them? Then another question. You really increase this thing. You really improve on the, how like the money that maybe the need to be government. But then, something like electricity, lacking in electricity. I reckon that money that you wouldn't you have from thinking from?
Okay, thank you. He has already talked about that before, but then, Sheikh Chancellor wants to react to one of these questions.
Okay, let me react. Thank you very much. Let me react to that. You know, in budgeting, there are different budget heads. The personnel is different. It's a different budget head. You can't take personnel money. Personnel is for staff welfare, staff promotion, and everything. You cannot take that money and put it in capital. I wish it were possible, but the procurement law and government policies does not allow us to do so. So they have different headlines. They come to different accounts, different things. So, in fact, if you try to buy personnel to use that, it's EFCC straight. You can't even do that. There's no possibility. So you can't do that. So you face the problems individually. So you look at personnel, you solve it. You look at the capital, you solve it. And electricity is coming under recurring. Electricity is funds that is not, government does not necessarily give you money for that. They are supposed to, but it comes under the recurring expenditure, which the money will get under such what they call overhead. Our overhead in a month is about 12 million. It's about 12 million overhead in a month. That's what comes from government to support that. But the electricity bill in a month is sometimes about 40 million. Overhead. So that overhead is supposed to take care of electricity, take care of diesel, fuel, take care of if you are paper, all the consumables, take care of laboratory, everything. That 12 million. So what that means is that we have to look for other ways of getting money, to solve that problem. So all these other overhead needs are all there. So if you for instance you want to take, like I was giving an analysis the other day, I said if our total budget as a university, what we make as a university, all everybody pays school fees and everything, everybody pays at the same time, it's about 3 billion for 1 year. So if electricity alone is about 1 billion, so you take 3 billion, you take 1 billion and pay electricity, and the diesel is about 800 million, take and pay. So how do you run university again? How do you take care of paper consumable? How do you take care of travel? People, who are all. So it is not something that you can do without support either from individuals or from friends of government. So we have to manage one way or the other. So you can't move money that way and they'll use it to just solve that problem.
Okay,
now for the IPs, for the disabled people, well, I think I'm happy that you acknowledge that we have done something, because I gave them a special letter, and I also called the director of IPs. They captured them, and the director told them now they've been captured. But the director said, but what we still need, we captured it because this intervened on one or the other. However, we need waiver. Somebody needs to give waiver, and that's what I explained before. The waiver can be given by the minister, or can be given by head of service, or by the governing council. But the minister now said, let it go to governing council. So we're waiting for governing council. Without governing council, the waiver will not come. Once the waiver comes, they will be paid. They will be captured. They will be paid because I've been captured already.
Hello, good morning. Hello? Hello? Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Your name and location.
Okay, my name is Charity Aramo. I'm calling from Yeltsin.
Go ahead, Charity.
Okay, so I've been listening to the BC, and yes, we're talking about the staff welfare, and I didn't really think to send the student welfare part.
Okay.
Okay, so what I want to say is that currently I'm in Yeltsin, and there is no line. I mean, I've had for students who stayed back to write exams, and before that time, they cut off the line like 2 weeks
Prior to
before
that.
that time.
Okay.
And yes, so some of the students are struggling with charging their phones and having to write exams. Is there anything the BC would love to say about that?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Charity.
Charity, thank you very much. I think the VC already said something about that. You know, there's a new management now in EEDC for Anambra, and in the past, what we have been doing is we pay the monthly NEPA bill. We pay that on a monthly basis, the monthly EEDC bill. But this new management came and said we must pay all, and that bill is over 100 million. So where are we going to get 100 million to pay that? But we had very tight negotiations with them, and they said if we pay 50% by May, and they're going to do that. So we're struggling to raise the money. You people, students are not really, forthcoming with respect to payment of their fees or so. So we'll be monitoring the account, and I told them that once the money comes up to 50 million, we'll pay. So that's why we have stopped every other thing. So as the university now, we have stopped processing every other thing, whether staff, everything stopped. Everything stopped. We are just monitoring the money. Once money reaches 50 million, we will now use and go and pay. You can imagine, someone to pay that will be dry again and waiting for, once it reaches 50 million, we'll pay them, because they said no. Initially, we'll pay the monthly charge, and then they will now go. But now they say we must pay 50%, and then we'll pay the other one in June. So we are hoping that once today we'll get feedback. If the money reaches 50M, they will pay that, and they will wait the other one balance will pay in June. So that's why people don't have that. And also the diesel, the cost of diesel, we are owing the diesel person, we're owing about 600 million before. Now it's about 200 million. So they stopped supplying diesel to us until when we pay. So we are also hoping that we'll be able to pay some money to the diesel people today again, so that they can give some diesel. So it's a problem that everybody must come to terms with. I wish that it was possible to get a philanthropist who will come and write off this automatically.
Okay, VC, Charity was talking about that. You are only talking about the welfare of the workers. Can you really say something in respect to the welfare of students, so that charities of people like her can be happy wherever they are today?
Thank you, Charity. Well, I think Charity should know also that the fact that like if you look at the hostels now, we put in I put in boreholes, water system, all those hostels. And part of the hostels also, by the time I came on board, where I know that people used to go outside and do loo, but we now converted all the hostels, and suits, so that they can be and decent. We also do, yes, and also even the internet accessibility that we have. We are providing those ones also free of charge to all the students, and so we are the students are the major reasons why we are here, and all their welfares are concerned.
Wonderful. So let's wrap it up. But then, despite the rough ride and bumps along the road with 4 years, but then before I ask that question, let me take the call. The lines have been blinking. Hello, good morning. Your name and location.
My name is Charles.
Charles, go ahead.
Good morning, my dear pastor.
Thank you. Good morning.
Yeah, this is Charles, the 29th president of the student union.
Okay, John.
I must commend you, sir. I overheard one of my students talking about the welfare of the students. I think that remains your priority. Someone like me who has been very close to you and having worked under you, you carry student matter for head. I've never complained about student issues and you on the show face. So I must commend you for that.
Thank you.
Stepping up your tenure. I personally, I will not talk on behalf of the student because I've handed over. I personally wish you the best. And I pray someone like you comes back.
Amen. Amen.
Because now Unitech is not as popular as it is now.
Yeah.
But see where you go, when you talk about Nnamdi Azikiwe University, you will know that there is this aura of sanity, discipline, in all angles, in all ramifications of our dear institution. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
We'll continue to pray for you.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Charles.
Thank you very much. Choose, you have any more questions? Let's wrap it up.
No, our time is up, but we have a visitor that is ready to run with us. You had a lot of rough rides in the university, bumps along the road, but you trudged on. What was the motivation? Again, the VC will be 54 on December
29.
Yes. Okay. And that means you still have about 16 more years to be a professor in Nnamdi Azikiwe University, except you choose otherwise. So after this vice chancellorship, you go for a sabbatical and all that. What again are we seeing?
Well, only God knows the future. But truly, first I'm a researcher, as I said during my interview, and then I look forward to going back doing that. I already have a lot of cross collaboration internationally, so I'm just trying to weigh them.
Okay.
Many places all over the world they're asking to come for one research proposal which I've been writing. So I'm trying to weigh them to know which one after my sabbatical. Interestingly, I've not decided where I'll go for sabbatical because I have about 4 offers. So it's to choose one out of the 4, and all of them are outside the country. So yes.
Wow.
So, but my wife is not comfortable with me
Oh.
going outside the country. so maybe after I finish, I'll try to look at some other things inside. So all the other 4, they're not interested in moving. So I may try to stay and look back, but I've not decided. I have to pray through. But the motivating factor from the beginning, despite the rough rights, is the firm faith I have in God's promise. Because the project 200 that I came with was also mandate from God, and He promised that He was going to stand by me to accomplish it. So once things, whenever things go rough, or whenever things went rough, I will always go back to Him and say, "It's a right done." So I always have that. But importantly, we must always understand that human beings, they serve 2 purposes. They could serve to motivate you. They could also serve to demotivate you. But my experience is that when I look at the people, like I look at the staff here, so I see their dedication, their commitment. I know during COVID, people were coming here in this Unity 94.FM. So when I see their commitment, it drives me. So I'll say, see the people who are laboring. They want this thing to work. So you cannot at this stage give up. So whatever you need to do, you need to be a leader for them. You need to be at the front. You need to encourage them, motivate them. And it goes across many departments, many faculties. So when I see the motivation of staff, I see their dedication. So those things actually encourage me to spur on. And above all, our students. And thanks to charity also. You see the students' body in this great university. I've said it, when they had this special thank you for me, that they're one of the best students you can boast of, and who I look at them, I sleep and dream about them. And that's why when projects are coming, things that will meet their welfare, like the staff complex, the sports complex that we did, I'll move every other thing and say, this one has to be done for the sake of the students and of that. And I also want to tell them, and it's important that I use this to close up, the power thing that we have been talking about, as we speak, even this, as I was entering the studio this morning, we were making plans for a kind of PPP arrangement for our solar plant. They have come here, taking every they have looked at everything that is needed to handle that. So we're trying to look at their commitment. They have looked at what it will cost them to refurbish the place, look at what it will cost them to manage it, to make sure, and we'll give priority, we'll give time that they will be given to student hostel, to major places. So it was the discussion that I wanted to conclude. That's part of what I'm going to hand over in coming person to see how they'll do that. I believe the thing of power will be a thing of the past in the next couple of months. Because this we wanted to even come in this week. I said we need to look at those. The chief legal officer just finished looking at the agreement. He showed it to me yesterday and made some modifications to look at. For them to come and take over and then provide the funding, do the management, our own is just make sure that there's power. Unity FM will have power. I gave about 6 priority areas that they must. This one will have power from this time to this time, and all that. And it's possible that we can also sell power from there. They will do it professionally, manage it. So I think in the next couple of months, all things being equal, they will go. If we have concluded this deal by last week, if the CLO has completed and look at it, I'm sure by this week they will have come to start work refurbishing the place. But once we do that, we conclude that. It will be a thing of the past. So whether EDC or whether the solar alternative power, the power will be a thing of the past in Nnamdi Azikiwe University.
Okay, Chigozie, you have to allow me ask this. If I don't dare to ask this, then maybe this interview session won't be complete.
For you.
For me.
Yeah.
And what I want to ask also concerns you.
Okay.
It's in the sporting side of life, we call it the psychomotor domain. 3 domains: cognitive domain, affective domain, psychomotor domain. This is three vice chancellors before you, of course, handled the issue about the Unizik Sports Complex, the stadium, back and forth, and was always there. But when you came in, you revived it. Now we have a stadium, we have a tartan track, and today we talk about sports scholarship at Nnamdi Azikiwe University. We also talk about inter-universities games. We attended FASU games in 2020. I have to thank you for that. It even happened when we had the ASU Industrial Action. We didn't know how you do that. Yes, I knew that I was part of the team that traveled to Kenyatta University for that, and also had so many things in sports. So as part of your handover notes, we would like you to equally factor that in for sports continuation to make sure that sports does not die. Instead, it continues from where you left off. Thank you, sir.
Is a request for comment. So consider it done. It's part of the handover note. I will even do much more than that.
All right, thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So I think what that said is we're going to wrap it up on this very, very, very engaging.
We have more than 6 missed calls, but
I can't take any more calls because of one time. Vice Chancellor is very busy. I'm sure he has other things he wants to attend to. So I want to thank you, everybody who contributed to ensure that this program was awesome. Chigozie, as customary on the show, is always a high five on the show. Yes, and I go skip. Thank you so much for being here. Our Vice Chancellor, also Charles Okichukwu, thank you so much. And of course, our own very director, Professor Ifoma Junior. She's sitting right beside him. Thank you, Ma.
Our manager running around.
All your work, we're seeing it. Deputy Director 2, in the person of Professor Kenneth Ukweze. I'm seeing him somewhere. Good morning, sir. Thank you for being here. And also our all station manager, Mrs. Ifyobi, and every other staff and volunteers on Unity 9041 FM. We are surely pleasing the chill for also being here. And of course, not forgetting every other person. If there's somebody I forget, so please pardon me. I might not remember everybody. But then do have a lovely day, and please keep listening to Unity 9041 FM. We are truly your trailblazing station. Good morning.
Good morning.